Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park. I'm your host, Ron Nicoletti, and I am at the most important spot at Gulfstream Park, and that is in the guest services kiosk. You have to come here if you want to know anything about Gulfstream Park. Now let's get to those track and weather conditions. The main track sloppy, no turf racing this afternoon. The first race originally scheduled for 1 mile on the turf to be run on the main track. It's claimers, 4-year-olds and upward, scratch 3, 4, 6, and number 7.
They're off. Squeezed back a bit at the break there was Make It Gold as Concert Stage goes out to the early lead and is now being taken back off the pace here. And For All the Marbles will now take over. For All the Marbles in front. Jose Seaview up into second position, and Make It Gold is now third early on after being shuffled back at the break. Then Empower and Concert Stage near the back of the field. The trailer up the backstretch is In My Father's Image after an opening quarter mile in 23 and 2. So they're moving up the backstretch, and For All the Marbles is opened up here to a 2.5 length lead on Jose Seaview and Make It Gold, who are clear from Concert Stage and Empower on the outside. And still at the back of the field, up the backstretch is In My Father's Image, who's a good 12, 13 lengths off the lead. Past the half mile pole, 45 and 3 was the half mile here for All the Marbles, who's on top by 2 lengths moving around the far turn. Jose Seaview is second by another 2. Make It Gold follows in third. Then Empower on the outside of Concert Stage, and a long way last is In My Father's Image as For All the Marbles rolls along up top. Leads it by 2 lengths over Jose Seaview, and now they're 4 clear of the others. 3/4 in 1, 10 and 1, and they're into the stretch. For All the Marbles, and Jose Seaview cutting into that gap now on the outside. For All the Marbles, a furlong to hang on. Jose Seaview continues to gain on the outside, but For All the Marbles just keeps on chugging along here. For All the Marbles holding on to the lead, and For All the Marbles never let Jose Seaview get by. Third is Empower in a photo with Concert Stage, then In My Father's Image.
Number 1, For All the Marbles, takes some wire-to-wire and pays $7.80, owned by 4 Charms Group Incorporated, trade by Dave Cass, ridden to victory today by Emisi El Jaramillo. Second race, 6 furlong. These are claimers, 4-year-olds and upward. We'll have 8 runners going to the post. The off-time favorite, number 7, Right On Ready.
They're off. And it's Prague who comes out running on the lead. On the outside is Right On Ready. These two out the best. Where's That Cat came out third from the inside. And then it's Tune In to Bow, followed by Caminito. Break of another 2 to Keepin' It Zeal. At Large is next, and Sweet Rocket Man trails the field early, 10 lengths off the lead with a half mile to go. And it's Prague and Right On Ready, 21 and 4. Was the first quarter mile. These two blazing along into the far turn. 2.5 lengths to Tune In to Bow, just outside of Where's That Cat? And they've got 4.5 lengths on the pair of Caminito and Keepin' It Zeal. And then it's At Large, Sweet Rocket Man last, and this pace has really been quick here. Right On Ready takes the lead on the outside of Prague after a half mile that goes in 44 and 3/5 seconds. They're into the stretch. Right On Ready shakes away from Prague. Where's That Cat? Tries to close in. Then it's Tune In to Bow on the outside. Right On Ready down to the 16th pole, still in the clear by 2.5. Prague is second, and then it's Where's That Cat in late speed up the rail from At Large. It's going to be Right On Ready, and At Large gets up for second. And then it was Prague, followed by Where's That Cat and Tune In to Bow.
The second race winner, number 7, Right On Ready, pays $6.20, owned by Andrew Sully, trained by Patricia Farrow, and ridden to victory today by apprentice Vincente Guidel. third race, 7 furlongs on the sloppy track. These are claimers 4-year-olds and upward. Scratch number 1, Colony Strike.
They're off. And it's Senor Quisqueano on the inside who's sent out to take the early lead. Senor Quisqueano to the front as the field makes their way out of the chute. Running Cat is second and giving him some early pressure now. These two head and head up front. Master Blender is away running in third just behind the top two as the field continues their run up the backstretch. I'm Stepping It Up is next on the outside by another 2.5 lengths, and they're followed by Point Made racing on the inside of Amberjack and Casiguapo. So it's Running Cat and Senor Quisqueano, who went 22-1 for the first quarter, and Running Cat's in front by a neck into the far turn. Senor Quisqueano second, a length and a half. I'm Stepping It Up gets going from third. Master Blender right in contention, fourth by another 4. And then it's Point Made, followed by Amberjack and Casiguapo. Around the far turn, still Running Cat, still Senor Quisqueano, and a 44 3/2 mile. I'm Stepping It Up is there. Master Blender is right behind horses, and Point Made swings up on the far outside. They're into the stretch, and it is Running Cat, Senor Quisqueano. Master Blender's got nowhere to go. Switches to the outside of I'm Stepping It Up, and then it's Point Made, and 5 of them come into the final furlong, and it is I'm Stepping It Up to the outside. Point Made. Master Blender's had a brutal run, still in with a shot on the far outside, but it's Point Made. Point Made won it from a very troubled Master Blender, and then it was Running Cat, I'm Stepping It Up, and Senor Quisqueano.
Number 6, Point Made, blows up the Toadport and pays $99.60 to win. Owned for Just for Fun Stable Incorporated, trained by Angel Medina, ridden to victory today by Carlos Olivero. The fourth race, 1 mile and 1/16 on the main track. It's an allowance optional claimer for 4-year-olds and upward. The off-time favorite, number 1, General A-Rod.
They're off. Flashy Jewel and General A-Rod go out to the front together. He's in front right behind with Midnight Cello. Norumbega takes his spot at the back of the quintet as they make their way around the turn, and Flashy Jewel goes on with it. Julian Leparoux sending Flashy Jewel to the lead, and General A-Rod will be second, a length and 3/4 behind in the early stages. After that, it is Midnight Cello, who's reined back off the pace here to be 4.5 lengths from the front runner. And then it's He's in front, and Norumbega is last of them all and 8 lengths off the lead. 23-1, a sharp opening quarter mile here for Flashy Jewel, who has run away from General A-Rod to a 3.5 length lead up the backstretch. And it's another 3 lengths more to Midnight Cello running in third. He's in front is fourth at this stage, 10 lengths off the lead, and right next to Norumbega, who's racing to his inside. It is Flashy Jewel, who went 45-2 for a half mile and heads into the far turn, still 3 in front of General A-Rod, who's starting to whittle away at that lead now, and it's starting to get shorter with every stride. It's down to a length and a half. General A-Rod continues to creep closer in second, so too Midnight Cello. And Midnight Cello is on the move, is going to have to swing out there 3 wide. They've pulled away from He's in front in Norumbega. Flashy Jewel is given way to General A-Rod as they come to the top of the stretch. 3/4 in 109-3. They're into the stretch, and John Velasquez and General A-Rod have moved away to a 3-length lead, leaving Midnight Cello and the others behind. Then it's He's in front and Norumbega. It's General A-Rod coming under the wire, a convincing 7-length winner. Midnight Cello was next, and then He's in front and Norumbega, and a final time of 1 minute 41.23 seconds.
What a performance by number 1, General A-Rod. Gets the mile in the 16th and 141.27, just a tick off the track record. Owned by Starlight Racing and Sky Chai Racing LLC, trained by Todd Pletcher, ridden to victory today by John Velasquez. The fifth race, originally scheduled for the turf to be run on the main track. These are claimers, fillies, and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races. Scratch the 1, the 2, the 8, and the number 10.
They're off. Good start. Pelagia comes out running well, and right alongside is Blame Dixie. These two out for the lead together. A fleeting Caprice on the far outside, outrunning in third. In between horses comes Ghost of Anapa, and right up there too, Lil Smarty Pants. Break of another 3 lengths more back to Mucho Media. Navajo Kitten is at the back of the pack. Pelagia up top as they round the far turn. Blame Dixie 3/4 of a length off of Pelagia. 2 lengths ahead of Ghost of Anapa, Lil Smarty Pants, and on their outside a fleeting Caprice. A 22 2/4. It's 5 lengths more back to Navajo Kitten and Mucho Media. And Pelagia has been passed now by Blame Dixie. Blame Dixie has taken the lead at the top of the stretch and has done it easily. Blame Dixie to the front. Pelagia left behind in second, Ghost of Anapa third, Navajo Kitten on the inside making a late run, but as they pass the 16th pole, Blame Dixie is well clear. Blame Dixie and Vicente Gudiel on to win here, and win convincingly from Navajo Kitten. And then it was Ghost of Anapa, followed by Pelagia and Lil Smarty Pants.
Number 5, Blame Dixie wins it, gives apprentice jockey Vicente Guidel his second victory on the card, owned by Acclaim Racing Stable and Gumster Stable Incorporated, trained by Alfred McIntosh, and pays $5.20 to win. The 6th race, a 6-furlong sprint. These are claimers 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races. There is a scratch of number 5, Pura Talent.
They're off. An even start. It's Grand the Man who comes out running strongly. Gray fell on the far outside. Right up there, too, is Uncle Muggs, and down on the inside, Rapid Lightning and Tailstone from the rail. And these 5 fire out for the front. And then it's all the way away running in 6th up the backstretch. Dance of Freedom is next. And Son of a Preacher is last in the early stages here. So it's Rapid Lightning and Grand the Man going at it. These two together through a 22 2 opening quarter mile. A length and a half to Uncle Muggs running in third. Tailstone to the inside 4th. On the far outside, being ridden along is Greyfell in 5th, starting to lose ground to the front runners. Then Dance of Freedom and all the way, and still at the back of the field is Son of a Preacher as they come toward the quarter pole. It is Grand the Man on top. Rapid Lightning has given way. Tailstone slips through an opening on the inside, and then it's Uncle Muggs as they come to the top of the stretch, a 45 3/2 mile. It's Grand the Man in front. Tailstone driving through on the inside. Tailstone now strikes the front from Grand the Man. And then it's Uncle Muggs third on the outside. It's Tailstone. Uncle Muggs coming. Here comes Uncle Muggs on the outside. Uncle Muggs got it. Ran down Tailstone in the end. And then it was Grand the Man, Son of a Preacher, and all the way.
Number 7, Uncle Muggs closes to win it and pays $31.80. Owned by Dunbarton Stable LLC, trained by Terry Pompey, and ridden to victory today by Rafael Hernandez. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back for race number 7. Welcome back to 7th race, originally scheduled for 5 furlongs on the turf to be run on a sloppy main track. It's an allowance optional claimer for 4-year-olds and up. Scratch the Wood Lord Trondor, the 2 Shadow Rock, and number 5, Sylvan Park.
They're off. Wild Mongolia sent onto there to take the early lead. Wild Woohoo is away running in second to the inside. After that, it's Posse Dreamin' third, just off the leaders with 2.5 lengths to gain. Big Family goes up on the outside. Hathersall has the rail in Storming Inti. They're moving around the far turn. Wild Mongolia in front with Wild Woohoo and Posse Dreamin' alongside. 3 furlongs to go. At first quarter mile in 22 4/5 seconds. Hathersall is in 4th and just in behind the leaders. Storming Inti 5th on the outside, and Big Family's under a ride at the back of the field as they come toward the top of the stretch. Wild Woohoo, Posse Dreamin' to the outside. Wild Mongolia back into 3rd at the rail. Hathersall switches to the far outside and tries to put in a run. It is Posse Dreamin'. Hathersall to the outside. Big Family from far behind making up ground. It is now Hathersall to the lead. And Hathersall will win it. From Posse Dreamin', then it was Big Family and Wild Woohoo.
Number 3, Huddersall comes from off the pace and scores, pays $9.40, gives jockey Rafael Hernandez his second consecutive victory, owned by Mr. Amori Stable LLC and trained by Jason Service. The 8th race, originally scheduled for 1 mile and a 16th on the turf, to be run on the main track. These are maiden claimers of fillies. 3-year-olds scratch the 4, the 6, the 8, the 9, 14 and 15. The jockey on the 10 is Luca Panici.
They're off. Princess of Cashel is hard sent. Brown Out also showing some early speed. And on their inside, Trick City right up and on the pace. And Trick City's going to take charge now. Trick City to the front. And they're being followed by Princess of Cashel. A Place to Shine is down on the inside. And on the far outside, Magic 2 is going up as they make their way around the turn, or rather that's Grand Chama going up and now into second position. So they go to the backstretch, Trick City in front, Grand Chama up into second. Place to Shine is third and down on the inside. Brown Out follows fourth by 2. Then Princess of Cashel, followed by Cassini to the inside. Valiant Vixen next by another 5. And then it's Spitfire Wind and Magic 2. 23 and 2 was the first quarter mile. Up the backstretch they go. Trick City on top, a length and a half. A Place to Shine taken to the outside, and now comes right up alongside the front runner to be 3/4 of a length behind. And they've kicked away 2.5 from Grand Chama, who's third after a 47 flat half mile. Brown Out is fourth on the outside. Then comes Cassini and Valiant Vixen. Princess of Cashel is next. And then Spitfire Wind and Magic 2 around the far turn. A Place to Shine now draws even with and takes over the lead from Trick City. A Place to Shine has taken command here and is pulling away under a hand ride. Trick City can't go with A Place to Shine, and it's a long way back to the others. It's Brown Out and Spitfire Wind who's moved up into fourth, and they're into the stretch, and A Place to Shine and Edgard Zayas have a commanding 9-length lead here. It is all A Place to Shine. Trick City's trying to hold on for second from Spitfire Wind on the outside. A Place to Shine's going to win by about 15 lengths. In hand at the end here as Spitfire Wind does get up for second, and then it was Trick City and Brown Out.
The 6-5 favorite, number 1, A Place to Shine. What a performance. Just cruises away. Pays $4.40, owned by Frank Carl Calabrese, trained by Mike Petro, ridden to victory today by Edgard Zayas. The 9th race, a 6-furlong maiden event for fillies and mares. 4-year-olds and upward. Scratch the 1, scratch the 6, and scratch number 7, Jane's Cat.
They're off. Evelyn's Dream broke well, so too Maria and Treasure. These 3 out for the lead. Not the best of starts for Doro Tomorrow, who's at the back alongside of Novik. Up the backstretch, and now it's Maria. Maria and Tyler Gaffley own to the front. 3/4 of a length ahead of Treasure running in second. Evelyn's Dream is third to the outside by 2.5. After that, it's Doro Tomorrow. Novik last of the 5, and 6 lengths off of Maria, who speeds through a 22 and 1 opening quarter mile with pressure from Treasure and a 3-wide Evelyn's Dream. These 3 across the track. Doro Tomorrow picking up stride from fourth and moving well in the far turn. Doro Tomorrow's catching up quickly, and Novik trails the field around the far turn. And the leader is Maria from Treasure, but Doro Tomorrow is charging 4 wide. Evelyn's Dream is back running in fourth. The half was 45 and 1, and they're into the stretch, and it is Maria in front. Maria, the leader. The rider lost the whip there, trying to hold on to that lead. He's going to hit the horse with the cap, but now being passed by Doro Tomorrow on the outside, and Doro Tomorrow is going to pull away from here. Doro Tomorrow, a sharp effort here, won it by 4 from Maria. And then it was Treasure and Novik.
Number 2, Doro Tomorrow, overcomes a slow break and wins it and pays $5.40, owned by Hardacre Farm LLC, trained by Amy Tarrant, ridden to victory today by Rafael Hernandez, his 3rd victory on the card. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back for the late Daily Double. That is race number 10. Welcome back for our 10th race in the first half of the late daily double, originally scheduled for 7.5 furlongs on the turf, to be run at 7 furlongs on the main track. These are claimers of Phillies 3-year-old, scratch number 8, King of Jack, scratch number 10, Simply Magic, and number 11, Summer in Seattle.
They're off. And it's Everarch and Rosebud's Tiger who come out running well. Urubamba from the outside. An awesome challenge right up there, too. Along with Raised to Be a Warrior. Break of another 4 lengths more back to Capriasca. Then China Bella and Panetta up the backstretch. And the leader is Rosebud's Tiger, a half a length. Urubamba second to the outside. Break of 2 to Raised to Be a Warrior. And then it's Everarch. 3.5 more to Awesome Challenge. Capriasca is a good 11 lengths off the lead. And then comes China Bella and Panetta. 22 and 3/4 for Paco Lopez and Rosebud's Tiger, who lead the field into the far turn, pressed along by Urubamba. And then it's Raised to Be a Warrior third, a length and a half off of them. Everarch is losing ground from fourth. 3.5 lengths more back to Awesome Challenge. Capriasca picking up her stride on the outside. And then it's China Bella and Panetta. Around the far turn, Urubamba, Raised to Be a Warrior together up front. 2.5 clear of Everarch, who's getting back into contention now in third. That's all for Rosebud's Tiger, who's dropped out of it on the inside. They're into the stretch. Urubamba down at the rail. And on the outside, Raised to Be a Warrior. And these two move away. Urubamba and Raised to Be a Warrior. And they're well clear of Everarch in third. It is Raised to Be a Warrior in front. Raised to Be a Warrior and Joel Rosario pulling away from Urubamba as they come under the line. And then it was Everarch, Capriasca, and Panetta.
Number 4, Raised to Be a Warrior, wins it and pays $10.80, owned by Aureliano Noguez Morales, trained by Martin Paramo, and ridden to victory today by Joel Rosario. The 11th and final race is 6 furlongs. These are maiden claimers, fillies, 3-year-olds. There are 2 horses alive in the Rainbow 6, the 4 and the 7 for over $200,000.
They're off. Poda with a very awkward start. It is Vienna Saki on the inside who fires out for the early lead in company with its Too Hot Benny, who now quickly takes over. And then comes Avalancha, who came out running in third as they continue up the backstretch. And the leader is It's Too Hot Benny. On top here by a length, and now Smokin' Red Hot moves up alongside and takes second as the field races for the far turn. They went 22 and 3/4. Vienna Saki follows in third, and then it's Miss Calum in fourth. Golden Mila to the outside and Unknown along the rail. A length and a half farther back, and they're being followed by Our Bling Shines on the far outside, Avalancha, and then Liberty Launch along the inside, Poda, and Little Caton is last. They're coming toward the top of the stretch. It is Smokin' Red Hot. Smokin' Red Hot turning for home on the lead here, opening up by 2. It's Too Hot Benny is second. Unknown is third as they come to the 8th pole. It is Smokin' Red Hot and Joel Rosario in the clear. And they're moving away now by 4 lengths over It's Too Hot Benny. After that, it's Miss Calum who's up into third. Smokin' Red Hot's going to win it here. It's Too Hot Benny was second, and then came Miss Calum, followed by Avalancha and Unknown.
Number 8, Smokin' Red Hot, cruises to victory in the finale and pays $9.40 and gives jockey Joel Rosario his second victory on the card. Owned by Norseman Racing Stable and trained by John Mateen. In the pick 5 today, 5 of 5 paid $2,399.90, 4 of 5, $26 even. The Rainbow 6, couple of tickets, $15,200.08. We'll have a carryover going into Friday of $230,679.99. There's a carryover in the Super High 5 of $3,249.10. And that wraps up Thursday's action. We'll be back here again on Friday with 11 exciting races. What time does this place open up?
12:05.
12:05? You going to be here?
Yes.
We'll see you then. Good night, good luck.